While Taipei city sleeps, the surrounding forests come alive with incredible wildlife. Let's go take a look together. The Taipei Grand Trail at night. With Taiwan's vast biodiversity, what amazing creatures we may find on this 93 kilometers of trail after the sun sets. The Taipei Grand Trail is divided into 7 sections, from Guangdong in the northwest to Yangmingshan National Park, all the way down to Maokong in the southeast. Tonight we do stage 1, starting from Guangdong MRT station, then along forested trails to Qingtian Temple, up through Yangmingshan National Park, and finally arriving at Arziping Visitor Center. For the first hour, we didn't see a lot. Some scary car monsters, toads, and cats. Then things started getting good.
Okay, so the sun has set. It's just gotten dark. I'm planning to do the entire Taipei Grand hike at night and see what I can see along the way. So this is section 1.
I will upload a video for each subsequent stage of the hike every 2 weeks. If you want a reminder, then subscribe and click that bell button.
Let's get started. Mini banded crate. Our first snake of the evening.
Aren't those venomous? Yeah.
Many banded kraits are highly venomous, arguably the most venomous snake outside of Australia. But they're not at all aggressive, and in fact quite shy. It has no interest in biting anyone, just wants to get on with its own business.
So we've got a really big toad down here, doing some rock bouldering.
James, was it your trade that kind of coiled up on the vine? Oops, maybe it was a carpet.
So a little mock viper here, sleeping in the tree.
So it's the second snake of the night.
Grumpy looking things. Anyway, we'll let it sleep and continue on, see what else we can see.
So this section of the trail has a little canal alongside it. So it's a potentially interesting piece of trail. Likely to see something along here, like a cool little frog hanging off the railing. So it looks like we've got some flying squirrels up here.
I mean, my brain is processing monkey or some kind of primate.
Well, they look kind of like lemurs from here.
Yeah. Lemurs, there you go. Beautiful color, like really
Yeah.
red, aren't they?
Here you can clearly see the patagium, the parachute-like flap of skin between their front and back legs. They are indeed in the squirrel family, but they don't truly fly. Rather, they glide from tree to tree. But only when the camera's not rolling. There are many creatures that live along these water channels. This is a large freshwater prawn. And here, a big huntsman spider enjoys a tasty moth meal.
Alright, so we've got a king rat snake in the ditch here.
Okay. You got it.
Like poisonous?
No, it's non-venomous. And they eat other snakes?
Yeah, so most snakes with the word king in their name eat other snakes.
And also she has a Chinese sign for king.
Indeed, if you look closely at the tip of its head, you can see the Chinese character Wang, which means king.
Posing for us here.
Which one is it? Do they eat toads and frogs? Do we know?
These will. They'll eat about anything, I guess. Mostly rats and other snakes. It's a defensive position. If you were to grab it, it would want to strike.
I don't know how to.
But it most likely just wants to rush off. Away it goes. And away we go to find the bat caves.
So here's the bat cave.
If you're adventurous, I know James is, you can have a look inside, but...
Wow, look at that.
We're not sure what these tunnels were for, but they are home to a lot of bats. And you can find Taiwan harbors hanging around, more than happy to snatch a passing bat if it gets too close.
So there's another Another harbour down here.
Stuff like
Water pipes. There's a leak in the pipe, and that'll attract frogs to this particular spot. And then from up there you can strike at the frogs that come by. Yeah.
Oh yeah, way up.
So there's a greater green snake way up there.
Yeah, that's what you need to collect.
Any green tree
There. But it's quite high up, so this is all we're going to get. So we've reached the marker for the first stage of the Taipei Grand Hike, so we can go home. Nah, we're going to keep on going so this is the first half completed roughly, so we'll better get to it, I think. The Qingtian Temple, top up some water over there, and this is, as the crow flies, a little over halfway, but it gets uphill from here. Up there, time for these guys are going to get the bus back down, pretty much the end of the fellowship.
Carry on to Mordor.
Yeah, on up to Mordor. So we've got a big greater green curled up there sleeping. Got a pretty little Japalura here. So we've got another greater green snake up here. It's a bit high up. It's the third one for tonight. Let's leave this one to sleep and keep going. Kind of a cool toad with his red splotches. So we're now on a part of the trail called Niantian Trail. So from here on, it's not so steep. It's got some cool pink flowers here. A lot of them. So the pond is as dry as a bone by the looks of it. I'm not sure how well you can see these on the camera. Pig tracks, wild boar, and this is where they wallow, roll around in the mud. That's been used quite recently. There's all kinds of animal tracks in there. Whatever this is, if I turn my light off, is glowing. So to close the mystery, it's an incense stick that's still burning. So this appears to be Taiwan's native brown tree frog. We've walked a fair way without seeing any snakes, but here's a little green tree viper. So these are venomous and easily distinguishable from the greater green snakes by their triangular shaped heads and that white line that you can see down the side of its body, and the tip of its tail is kind of reddish brown, and the colour is generally a lot more matte compared to the greater green snakes. So here we've got a greater green snake that's on the move, and it's just on midnight, so what this one's doing awake at this hour, I don't know. Maybe get sick of seeing these guys. Really pretty snakes, and it looks really cool there with that yellow leaf in front of its face. The stream is practically dry. Here's a Fujian large-headed frog, little blue shrimp, hanging out in this last little remnant of a pool. Little more than a puddle now.
Such an enchanted forest. And look how these trees glow in the reflected light.
So down on this tree we have what appears to be a wild beehive. Probably very hot, and so the bees will come to the entrance like this and fan their wings, cool the hive down. Nice. Got a red-banded snake crossing the trail here. Out hunting the frogs, no doubt. So we're at the ponds at the top of Ardzapping. We're on the home stretch. We've got a little Hyla green tree frog here. Chinese tree frog.
Beautiful little frogs with some incredible orange under the legs. It's a rather cool beetle. A grass lizard sleeping there on the leaf. Check out that great big long tail. Quite cool lizards. So up in the tree here, sleeping, not so common, gloves. This is the final leg of our journey. It's about 10 to 2. We should be back out at the road by 3. It's a cool stick insect. This is a big funnel web spider. Oh, she's gone. Another 400 meters. Here we've got a little juvenile red-banded snake. It's kind of interesting. I've got a spider here making its egg ball. Some cool mushrooms. So I don't know what's going on here. Some kind of funnel web spider courtship. Is she about to eat him? Or they've not got that far yet? Just here we've got a big giant centipede. Over here is a house centipede. These things are freaky, but kind of cool. This is pretty cute. Cat sleeping up in the tree. Alright, I look tired. I am tired. So, about 3 a.m. now. Yeah, we did it. We did stage 1 of the Taipei Grand hike.
Yay!
Yay! All in all, a very good trip. And smash that like button, smash that subscribe, smash that bell button, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And I'll see you on the next stage in a couple of weeks when I've had some rest. The Taipei Grand Trail at night, stage 2. In order to reach the beginning of stage 2, we must first retrace our steps back up Arzaping and on to Niantianping. But Arzaping is known for its biodiversity, so that is fine by us. The night begins with all manner of creatures.
Really on there, huh?
Frogs to snakes crossing our path. Here a red-banded snake goes about its nocturnal business. A large sphinx moth has been dislodged from its resting spot by the gathering winds. Typhoon Chanthu is closing in on Taiwan, so the winds are really picking up. We moved the hike a day earlier to avoid being caught out. Despite the wind, fascinating creatures abound. The 92-kilometer Taipei Grand Trail is divided into 7 sections, incorporating a vast network of pre-existing walkways, all around the natural areas that surround the Taipei Basin. Tonight we do stage 2. Starting from Arzaping, we officially begin the second stage at the base of Datunshan on Niantianping. Here we ascend Datun West Peak, then take an alternate route to Datunshan Main Peak, then finish the hike via a hasty retreat back down and on to Xiaoyokang. Here at Arzaping Ponds, you can see the winds are truly strong.
Again?
Though that doesn't stop the frogs coming out, nor does it discourage a large red-banded snake from coming out to snap one of these frogs. And here's a huge huntsman spider, looking for someone's pants to crawl up. It's climbing up your leg. Long pants are a good defense, but shorts are not. Oh, the spider dashes right up into the shorts. The hapless fool drops his pants in a feeble attempt to get it out. Standing there in his underpants, he feels it scurry up his back to his neck. Luckily, the spider jumps off his shoulder, back onto the ground.
It comes up my shorts, up the inside of my shirt. Not the kind of thing you want climbing up your pants.
We continue on toward Niantianping. Flapping about wildly in the wind, beautiful Chinese moon moth. Living only a mere 10 to 12 days, these winds may shorten its life even more. Hopefully this magnificent creature has found a mate already. Walking away from the moon moth, we almost stepped on this little snake. Look how tiny it is. A baby red-banded snake. See how much prettier it is than the adults we met earlier. Juvenile snakes often are much more vibrant than adults. This little one is no exception. Away it goes.
His details and everything.
A masked palm civet stops to say hi. Then a green tree viper crosses our path, off to find a good place to sit and wait for frogs.
By now I would be freaking out. I'd probably like
Oh, wow. Good job.
Here, sleeping in the tree, is a non-venomous greater green snake. A good opportunity to point out the differences compared with the green tree viper. You can see it's a shinier green, and it does not have the white line down the side of its body. And the head is the same width as the neck, not the typical triangular viper shape. Not long after, we find another green tree viper, sitting on a log. Again, you can clearly see how different it is compared to the greater green snake. What a striking individual. These venomous pit vipers prefer to sit and wait for prey to come to them. Ambush predators. It also makes them extremely photogenic, so everyone gets some great photos.
Okay, so we've finally reached the beginning of the second stage of the Taipei Grand Hike, the official beginning of the trail. And I've got a few people with me, lurking in the dark. Anyway, so we're going to continue on and see what we can find on the second stage of the Taipei Grand Hike. Before a typhoon comes and blows us all away. It is quite windy.
We begin the ascent up towards Datonshan, West Peak. Here the trail is steep and rough. We need to mind our step. But we can still spare a glance here and there to look for trailside wildlife. Here's an Eifinger's tree frog, sitting on a fern. And here is something extra special. You can see, coiled up, sleeping in this tree, a big-eyed rat snake, Tyus damnedis. These are not a common snake. It has woken up. These are non-venomous. In fact, they're in the same genus as the greater green snake, Tyus. These snakes are diurnal, so it was sleeping when we first encountered it, which has given us a good chance to see it up close.
Snakes would fly out of the tree.
During the day, they are incredibly fast, so it can be hard to get a good look. This one is roughly medium-sized and retains some of the striped markings that younger snakes have. They can become very long, often exceeding 2 meters. In Chinese, they're called guo shan dao, which literally means knife that crosses the mountain, presumably because of its triangular body cross-section and its tendency to be spotted zooming across mountain paths. It has put on a great show for us. Now we'd better leave it to sleep and carry on up the mountain. It's a tough climb in the dark. Luckily, there are ropes to hang on to. As we begin to emerge above the tree line, the wind really picks up. Luckily, the walls of alpine grasses provide some shelter. Also seeking shelter among the tall grasses, a stunning cobalt blue-tailed Shanghai elegant skink. Let's see if we can get a good look before it scurries off.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
Sometimes you get like
The young lizards have these incredible blue tails. When in danger, they can wiggle their tails about like this to distract the attention of a would-be predator who may otherwise strike at the vulnerable body or head. At least the tail can grow back. Truly stunning creatures. Finally, the Taipei city views as we approach the summit, but the mist is closing in fast.
So we've just reached the summit of Datunshan. And here's the marker for the second stage of the Taipei Grand Hike. It is very windy, as you can probably hear, but we did it. All right.
Even at the summit, strange creatures lurk. It still pays to mind where you put your things. You don't want one of these crawling out onto your neck or down your pants. The descent from Darton West Peak is even more treacherous than the hike up. Steep and rocky. We decide to make a slight detour via a small forested valley. Most animals prefer the shelter of the forest. Here you can see a small colony of paper wasps hanging from a tree.
It's already done. Yeah. You know, like I've prepped everything.
Sleeping here on this trailside plant, a little baby yellow-mouthed japaloa. Like a lot of animals we've seen tonight, they are diurnal, so we're finding them sleeping. This gives us a good chance to have a closer look, without them running off.
Teeth, the big ones. What's it?
Further up the trail, here is an adult. See how striking their colors can be as they get bigger. We soon pass through Datunping as the mist begins to give way to rain. As we approach Datunshan Main Peak, the winds and rain pick up more and more.
So we've made it to the top of Datunshan. It's windy, drizzly, rainy, misty. No visibility. Just mist.
As we feel the tips of Typhoon Chanther's fingers closing upon us, we make the unanimous decision to take the road rather than the trail. And with great haste, we see a central Formosan toad enjoying a bit of damp. The green tree viper braves the storm, beginning to wonder if it had perhaps made a bad choice. Soon the rain becomes torrential. It's time for cameras to be turned off and finish the hike as soon as possible. Stay tuned for the next section of the Grand Trail at night. And if you missed stage 1, don't worry. You can watch it now. Here's the link.
Anyway, again, cheers. We'll do the next stage in a couple of weeks. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Yangmingshan National Park encompasses a group of dormant volcanoes with hot springs and active fumaroles. Popular spot for day trip. But at night, all manner of interesting creatures come out. The Taipei Grand Trail at night. Stage 3. The 92-kilometer Taipei Grand Trail is divided into 7 stages around the Taipei Basin.
We'll begin making our way up to the top of the mountain there, and it will be dark by then.
Tonight we do the 14-kilometer Stage 3 from Xiaoyoukang up to the summit of Qixingshan, across the Qingtian grasslands, and all the way back to Fengguizui.
So let's get out of here before the mountain erupts.
While the birds prepare to sleep and the light fades, we ascend the steep stone walkway, walled in by mountain grasses. As the moon rises, the trail takes on an enchanting air. We encounter a few creatures on the walk up, including a small toad and some magical insects. Steam rises from sulphurous fumaroles with interesting crystal formations. Night has fallen by the time we reach the summit, where we meet our 5th team member.
This marker marks the 3rd stage of the Taipei Grand Hike. We're going to continue descending back down and hopefully find some cool wildlife along the way, so let's get to it.
After a short, steep descent, we reach the tree line.
Oh, wait.
What's that? It's not a squirrel.
It is.
It is?
It is.
So big.
It's a red flying squirrel.
Oh, it flew.
It just flew.
The forest trail is steep, but it begins to reveal fascinating creatures that call it home. Some are asleep. Some lie in silent ambush, while others are very active indeed.
Oh, look at that.
It just flew away.
From Qixing Park, the trail is easy walking. A red-banded snake is out hunting toads. Although non-venomous and shy, they readily bite if handled. Yet their greatest defense is their pungent anal secretions. Ugh. This toad has found a safe place to hide. Toad in a hole. Then we find something beautiful.
Like, in terms of what?
Quite otherworldly creatures, munching away through the night. These incredibly colored caterpillars fatten themselves up in preparation to become one of Taiwan's most charismatic moths, the lesser atlas moth.
What a beauty.
At Menghuan Pond, the air is filled with a deafening chorus of frogs. What better place for a lurking green tree viper? Another red-banded snake greets us while we rest, before crossing over the Jingshan Bridge at Longshuikang. Then on through spooky forests towards the grassland. A venomous, many-banded crate scurries off the path.
So we seem to be on track.
A greater green snake sleeps up in a tree, while on the ground, a trapdoor spider lies in wait for a passing insect.
Oh, look at that. That is a thing of beauty.
These incredible spiders use fine web tripwires to detect passing prey, while they hide concealed behind their carefully camouflaged.
Now he's closed in.
In their secret tunnel lairs. Here the forest reclaims an ancient stone cowshed, so the Qingtian grasslands are near.
Good, but I love spiders, what can I say?
This large huntsman, a giant crab spider,
Wow.
This treadmill, so make sure your hand's always like
and
the next
here,
one in front, the next one in front.
a giant
keep on walking.
Asian mantis,
Okay. I feel like she's gonna fly.
No, don't worry.
and a giant mid-autumn festival moon. As we pass through a buffalo-proof gate, patches of grassland are broken up by patches of trees.
Oh, it looks
And sure enough, the habitat reveals its inhabitants, a Fujian large-headed frog, keeping a safe distance from this green tree viper, watching over the pool.
Blah, 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 top of the mountain. We're all tired. This is the last peak before we descend back down to our vehicles.
On the Shitishan Dingshan Ridge, we notice some shitty artwork. Larger mammals lurk.
Don't step on it!
Suddenly, out of the shadows, massive, semi-wild buffalo appear. Mere meters from the trail, they are frightening to behold. As the forest thins again, we encounter an unlikely sight. Turtles living in a puddle, each one with its own hole to hide in.
Oh, so nice.
We got wild turtles.
They appear to be catching passing tadpoles. A huge water scorpion also shares their little pond. Before we reach the end of the ridge, we stumble across more enormous water buffalo grazing in the darkness. Although only semi-wild and used to passing hikers, they can be dangerous, so we decide not to have a go at cow tipping. The forest thickens as we approach Dingshan.
Well, Mount Ding. Almost done.
From here, the ridge steepens through coniferous forests as we feel fatigue and weariness set in. The usual creatures are hanging about, as well as some more uncommon,
This lawn is perfect.
pleasing fungus beetles, feeding on tasty white mushrooms. We soon approach Fengguizui. After 9.5 hours, tired, we have made it.
We're all pretty knackered. But we did it! We've done stage 3 of the Taipei Grand Hike. Joyce!
Stay tuned for the upcoming stages. And if you missed the previous stages, check them out right now.
Good night, cheers. See you in 2 weeks on the next stage.
We begin stage 4 of the Taipei Grand Trail, immediately encountering interesting critters. While checking out this beautiful damselfly, we notice a greater green snake finding a place to sleep for the night. These beautiful non-venomous snakes are diurnal, but sometimes they stay up late.
So we've begun the Taipei Grand Hike, stage 4.
To start, we walk up Shuangxigou Old Trail, where there's a small stream beside the path.
This time we've got about 8 of us, so hopefully we'll see something cool.
And right away we do. Another stunning moon moth sleeping here on a shrub. As they only live about 2 weeks, females release pheromones to attract a male. The trail soon takes us up to Meihuashan and its windy ridgetop.
Yeah, here's a spider.
A large trapdoor spider is out chasing legs and snacking on ants.
Ooh, see?
They just ate the ant.
Yeah.
A bat hangs in a tree, as does a baby japalura. This one is quite small. The trail here is easy, as it descends a gentle ridge on the edge of Yangmingshan National Park. Bats fly by, funky spiders hang by invisible threads, and a giant footprint suggests a lurking Sasquatch. Full of potential danger, even the signposts could be out to get you.
So we're just leaving Yangmingshan National Park and coming into Nehu District.
Someone has spotted something interesting. Another sleeping Japalura. Here, some old statues mark the edge of the national park. Through the trees, glowing eyes reveal a small muntjac deer. It's just a fleeting glimpse. The trail steepens as we descend into the Bishan area. We emerge near some farmland. A grouchy vinegaroon waves its pincers about. Further down the roadside, a greater green snake sleeps up in a tree. We use the opportunity to share how docile some snakes can be, before setting it back up in its tree. A beautiful Taiwan whistling thrush looks down on us from above. Then we head down past Tongxin Heart Pool, and on down to Yunjie Temple, where geckos hunt on the temple walls, eating ants and catching juicy cockroaches. Temple pest control.
We're going to rub Lucky Buddha's tummy for good luck. We're just about to start the Dagoshi section of the trail.
We soon arrive at Yunjie Waterfall, where we take a rest. Then it's back on the trail. Check out these innovative hangers made from old umbrellas. Speaking of umbrellas, an umbrella festival snake.
So here we've got a mini banded crate, a Yusanjia, and you can see it. Defensive posture here. It puts its bands on display, and it kind of flattens its body out. And it kind of thrashes around like this. So would-be predators will be freaked out and leave it alone. Pretty cool.
Although deadly venomous, they're very shy and just want to be left alone. Who can tell me what's going on here? 5 snails in a perfect color-coded geometric pattern. Aliens? While trying to check out these white tags, we notice this stunning habu cruising by. These are also highly venomous and can be quite camouflaged on the trail, so mind your step at night. But again, they too would rather just get away. And that takes us down to the end of stage 4, at Dagoshi Waterfront Park.
And here we are, we made it to the end of the 4th section of the Taipei Grand Hike. Here's the marker. Cheers, thanks guys.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Stay tuned for Stage 5. Stage 5 begins at Bishan Temple, but in order to get there, we must first retrace our steps back up the Dagoshi Trail. Dodging a rogue red-banded snake on the path, we soon run into all kinds of creatures.
We've got a greater green snake sleeping right beside the trail here.
The extra hour or so at Dagoshi is well worth it. Especially considering this next encounter. A magnificent Chinese cobra, Naja atra.
So we're lucky enough to come across a cobra right at the beginning of the hike. Awesome start to the night.
These are one of the most charismatic snakes in the world, and often greatly feared. Our crew, though, is not afraid at all.
No one seems to be too scared by it. They're just saying hello.
Although highly venomous, the hissing and hooding up is just a way to tell us to keep away. Unless we get too close, we are completely safe. As we turn to leave, it lowers its hood and moves away. The 13-kilometer Jiantan Branch Trail, or Stage 5, is a separate side shoot of the Grand Trail, from Bishan Temple to Jiantan. It offers incredible views of Taipei, and of course, some interesting wildlife. After enjoying said views from the temple, we're back on the trail.
We've just started the actual Stage 5.
And within minutes, we stumble upon a cute juvenile mock viper. As the grumpy face suggests, these can be a bit feisty, but they're only mildly venomous. From here, it's pretty steady walking, with greater green snakes, short sections of road, more easy walking, more greater green snakes, and so on for a couple of hours. We of course meet some other cool creatures too, such as this lovely, elegant cat snake. The first cat snake of the grand hike so far. They're mildly venomous, but not dangerous to humans. And up here is a masked palm civet, a cute little animal that poops out coffee. The trail gets a bit spooky as we pass through midnight graveyards. And just to keep things exciting, a many-banded crate is charging right towards us. But it was just passing by.
Well, we are about 3/4 of the way now.
Down here, a turtle has given up trying to keep pace with us. More critters greet us along the trail side. And of course, a greater green snake or two.
I want to take one home.
After a pause at a peaceful shrine, some midnight motocross shatters the tranquility. But this is a night of excitement anyway. After a short stint on another road, we happen upon another red-banded snake, who just happened to snag this tasty fat toad. It's their favorite. We had better leave it to its meal.
Alright, we've made it to the marker that marks the 5th stage of the Taipei Grand Hike.
From here, it's a nice steady walk, with some old military fortifications. Here, a broomstick left by the elite Flying Witches Special Task Force, a common pipe snake, and of course, the 10th or so greater green snake for the night.
We're almost out. I think the rest of the trail is mostly lit up with street lights. Alright, so we made it down. We've completed stage 5 of the Grand Hike. So we did the whole thing in 6 hours, including Dagoshi. So yeah, pretty good actually. Alright, we made it, we did it. Let's go home.
Of course, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for stage 6. If you haven't seen them already, don't forget to check out stages 1 to 4. Thanks again. See you next time. A stunning Taiwan barbet. These are diurnal birds, so it's trying to sleep among these branches. The beauty of a night hike is that you get to see all the nocturnal animals out, as well as get a closer look at some sleeping diurnal animals.
So we've just begun stage 6 of the Grand Hike, and we're about to enter the dark forest. So hopefully we'll find something interesting here. And we've got something down here.
A sleeping grass lizard, another diurnal animal. From the China University of Science and Technology, we ascend the trail up towards Four Beasts Ridge. We're lucky to have some fairly warm weather in November. And this sleeping greater green snake is a good indication that the warmer weather animals are still out. These snakes are non-venomous and have a very mild disposition. I generally avoid handling them, but I think in this instance, it's a good opportunity to show how non-threatening snakes can be. In fact, these snakes feed on worms and other invertebrates, and will almost never bite people. Here's another unjustly feared animal, the giant golden orb weaver. Although their webs can be annoying to walk face first into, and that they are enormous, they too will seldom bite, and only possess a very weak venom.
Oh my god!
Then become Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing is that these giants are all females. The males are tiny, as you can see here. And not to be confused with the males, these tiny parasitic spiders. They look like the males, only their bodies are more rounded than elongated. They share her web and feed on some of the smaller bits that get caught. I guess she's okay with feeding a couple of tiny mouths. Here's a very small green tree viper. These are venomous, but you can see the triangular shaped head, which makes it easy to distinguish from the harmless greater green snake. As we ascend further up towards the ridgetop, we can hear distant emerald green tree frogs, though we've yet to spot one on the grand hike so far. Another relatively common species around Taipei that we've yet to encounter is one of these cute little slug snakes, Piraeus artaial. I'm glad we were able to find one. These are also harmless and never bite. They are nocturnal and feed on slugs and snails. After a short interaction, we set it back up on the branch where we found it. As we climb further, we of course encounter plenty of other interesting animals, including the beautiful Taiwan barbet. And another green tree viper.
Perfect.
This habu is the first ground snake that we've found so far tonight.
Careful! Okay, everybody keep a bit of distance. Only a little one.
They are nocturnal and highly venomous, so it pays to watch where you're walking at night. Whee! Yeah. Another tree snake. This is a square-head cat snake.
The thing with these ones is that, especially if you grab them a bit rough, they're known to be very, very bitey.
Yeah.
And these ones are just a little bit venomous.
Mine where it bites you.
Yes, don't want it. I mean, it's not going to inject any venom unless it chews really hard on me, but...
These nocturnal, arboreal snakes are incredible climbers. They typically hunt for lizards sleeping in the trees, or sometimes small birds. They're called cat snakes because of their cat-like eyes. They're mildly venomous, but not dangerous to humans.
哇塞，我觉得
他们的颜色真的有很多。
We enjoy some awesome night views of Taipei before we reach the summit. And begin making our way back down. There are a few moths out.
A goose.
一只鹅，
But this death's head hawk moth caterpillar is a real stunner. Called death's head because of the scary face that the adult moths have on their thorax.
A lot of people think caterpillars have a lot of legs, like more than 6, but these aren't actually legs. In English, we call these prolegs. These aren't actually true legs. These ones are the legs. They have segments. It actually still has 6 legs only, like any other insect. And yeah, like the black thing here, that's not an eye.
Is that right?
No, the eyes are actually very, very small. Most caterpillars have like fake eyes to make themselves look a lot bigger.
Yeah.
They're actually very, very chill animals.
So we're coming down from Joe Wolfang. the peak.
Soon after, the majority of our party decide to take a shorter route back to the city, as it's getting a bit late.
So here we are, about to part ways. Some people are gonna go back down Elephant Mountain, and whoever's brave and wants to have a tiring long night are gonna continue on the other way and finish the sixth stage of the Grand Hike. Okay, bye-bye.
The trail back down the ridge reveals plenty more creatures. Another cat snake, a green tree viper or two, and more greater green snakes. And of course, some cool moths.
It looks like it's kind of like...
Crashland.
Yeah.
Then we soon make it back down to civilization. From here, it's a combination of roads and short trails, as well as temples, shrines, and spooky cemeteries. But there seem to be a lot of flying squirrels about. It is quite late as we ascend the trails around Fujiaoshan. The cityscape is darker with Taipei 101's lights turned off. We meet another green tree viper at the top.
This genus quite a lot. Unfortunately, the one in Taiwan.
And a few more creatures as we descend down to Fuyang Eco Park. But we're tired, so mainly focused on completing the hike at this point. At about 7.5 hours, it was a fairly long 10 kilometers for a Wednesday night after work.
There you go. All right, we made it to the end of stage 6 of the Grand Hike. Yeah, we're pretty knackered now, so pretty keen just to get home. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on stage 7. Good night.
Starting with the Zhenan Temple, Thousand Steps Hills Trail, we begin the ascent up the thousands of steps. The abundance of cats indicates that we are entering Mao Kong district. The Zhenan Temple complex has some pretty impressive temples, with some beautiful lanterns on display. This is the most cultural section of the trail. In tonight's cooler weather, we meet a toad, and of course cats around the temple. There are other creatures that call this area home, but it's a cooler night in late November. At Zhenan Temple Gondola Station, a giant gingerbread man gives the area a winter festive season feel.
Alright, we've made it to the marker for the Taipei Grand Hike. So, let's keep going and hopefully find some animals. Alright.
We descend down a steep forest trail, where we will soon enter some better habitat. But only after a quick selfie with some cats.
Meow Kong.
The trail is rough, but no wet paint. Forest life quickly starts to appear. A small green tree viper. And then a beautiful emerald green tree frog. We finally found one on the Grand Hike. Taiwan's largest and arguably most beautiful tree frog. But what we really want to find tonight is the Taipei green tree frog. Winter is their breeding season, so I hope to hear some before too long. Down beside the small waterfall, a beautiful green swinhose frog. And I slip over and hurt my butt. We take a short detour down to the famous potholes, where there are some cute little cats, and a cute little bridge. Down below are the famous potholes, caused by swirling currents. I'm told it used to be Zhou Kong in the Taiwanese Hokkien language, then later translated into Mandarin as Malkong, which roughly means cat space or cat hole. Something about cats. Please let me know in the comments if you know more about this. Anyway, supposedly that's where Malkong derived its name. And right as we were checking out these potholes, we almost bump into this. Another green tree viper. We soon ascend back up and connect with the main road through Malkong. 3 of our party depart for home at this point, while the rest of us continue on through the tea plantations, past tea houses, and of course more green tree vipers. Then, above the tea plantation, we finally hear them. Taipei green tree frogs. After a short scramble up off the road and into an old cemetery, we follow the frogs' call from tomb to tomb. The males will hide in small holes or depressions while calling for the female, and it seems there's one under this old tarpaulin. Here it is, a male Taipei green tree frog.
Light.
So we've got a little Taipei green tree frog here. We could hear them croaking from down on the road, so we walked up this old cemetery, and sure enough, we found one. So these are, this time of year is their breeding season. So they've just started breeding, starting usually November through to about February. That's one of the reasons we've delayed this section of the trail until this time of year, was the hope to see some of these guys, seeing as they are the Taipei Shua, Taipei tree frog on the Taipei Grand Trail. These frogs are able to change color from dark brown through to bright green, a process known as metachrosis. They really are the jewel of Taipei. From here, it's on past the Malkong cable car station, past more cats, then begin the descent back down towards the university. And there's another buffalo, lurking in the dark. We pause briefly for another trail marker. More tea, more creatures, including this impressive spider, hanging out with a stick insect. Someone thought they spotted a Formosan wolf snake, the only of Taiwan's top 10 common snakes that we haven't seen on the Grand Trail adventure. But it was just another many-banded crate, rushing off into the bushes. We get a quick look at a pair of flying squirrels building a nest, then a final farewell from yet another green tree viper. And here we are. And for some reason, the local government neglected to remove this wall since the end of the COVID restrictions several months ago. Wild buffalo, cobras, typhoons, and this is probably the most dangerous part of the whole 92 kilometers. And here we are at the end of stage 7 of the Taipei Grand Hike, and in fact the end of the entire Taipei Grand Hike, so we did it. Yeah! So yeah, go home. Done. It's over. It's finished. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment on what adventure you think we should undertake next.